Nejamaran Rajangam, nicknamed Mara, is a former Indian Air Force captain who dreams of starting a low-cost carrier airline. He idolizes Paresh Goswami, the owner of Jazz Airlines, who achieved great success in the airline industry through hard work. One day, Mara is visited by Sundari alias Bami, whose family is looking for a suitable groom for her. Mara is impressed by Bami's nature and agrees to marry her. He tells her that he grew up as a rebellious boy, much to his father's dismay, and had a strained relationship with him. Later, he joined the Air Force where he excelled. He was often reprimanded by his superior, M. Naidu, due to his rebellious nature. When his father was on his deathbed, Mara tried to book a flight home but found that he did not have enough money. He requests many people to help him out financially, to no avail. By the time he reached, his father had already died. This launched his ambition for starting a low-cost carrier. Bami, however, feels that he would not give much attention to her post-marriage and rejects him. Mara visits Naidu to ask for the ex-serviceman loan so that he can start his airline, but Naidu refuses. With no other option, Mara travels on the same flight as Paresh. He proposes they work together and start a low-cost carrier. Paresh, however, believes that the poor should not travel with the rich and humiliates Mara. Prakash Babu, the head of a venture capitalist firm, overhears Mara's conversation with Paresh and asks him to explain his business plan to the board members of the firm. Meanwhile, Mara and Bami start meeting each other frequently and eventually get married. He plans to lease Boeing aircraft from Plane AM, who have agreed to lease them at low prices. After his funds get sanctioned, Mara tries to meet the DGCA officials to acquire the license, but they fail to give him any importance. Mara meets the President of India and requests his help in getting the license. Irked by his progress, Paresh uses his power to pass a law that requires Boeing to submit its airline blueprints to fly in the Indian airspace. This leads to Plane AM canceling the lease and demanding a penalty fee. Mara requests Prakash to loan him money to pay the penalty, but he is denied. Prakash reveals he was working with Paresh and had conspired with him to bring Mara down. He also reveals the Boeing planes were acquired by Jazz Airlines instead. Infuriated, Mara storms into Paresh's office but is tackled by the guards. He becomes short-tempered and often quarrels with Bami but later apologizes. He realizes that he can fly smaller aircraft and strikes a deal with a turboprop aircraft manufacturer. Paresh, fearing his rise can affect his business, decides to take matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, Mara's entire village comes to help him financially by donating as much money as they can. He plans to commence flight operations from abandoned airstrips since the major airports come under Paresh's control. He names his airline Deccan Air and sells tickets at railway stations and petrol pumps, hoping to get customers. Retired Air Force pilots are hired to fly the planes and Bami is made in charge of the in-flight catering. On the day of the delivery of the aircraft, Paresh uses his influence to restrict the flight's landing at Chennai, forcing the flight to crash land at the Air Force base due to lack of fuel. Naidu summons Moran to explain the emergency landing and lets him off with a fine after hearing about his ambitions. On the day of the maiden voyage, the flight catches fire and is forced to cancel takeoff. It is revealed that Paresh had bribed the captain to sabotage the flight. The captain owns up to his mistakes in front of the inquiry. Vimal Balaya, a prominent businessman, offers to buy Deccan Air but Mara refuses, citing differences in their vision. Paresh starts a smear campaign against Deccan Air in the hopes of ending Mara's dreams, but Mara ensures everyone that his flights are safe and cost-effective. On the day of the start of operations, however, no one turns up for one of the flights. Just when Mara is about to give up, he is informed that a technical glitch occurred due to which the tickets for that particular flight did not get booked. But all other flights get completely booked. With tears of happiness in his eyes, Mara watches the other flights touch down. Paresh later calls Moran and offers to work with him, but Moran rejects the offer, citing that farmers have flown and will continue to fly and that Paresh does not own the sky. As a result, Paresh accepts defeat as Deccan Air becomes a success. In a mid-credits scene, the Civil Aviation Minister of India summons Paresh to Delhi, and reprimands him for sabotaging Deccan Air's inaugural flight, and threatens to shut down Jazz Airlines. Paresh is later seen in a restroom getting an anxiety attack and tries to take his pill, but it falls on the ground. A janitor in the bathroom picks the pill up for Paresh, causing Paresh to have respect for lower-income groups.